We live here and we live on YouTube. All right, cool. So, peace, beautiful people. Now, whether people are live or not, I'm going to be reading You the Healer. I'm only going to start with the introduction. You the Healer, only starting with the introduction for today. And tomorrow we're going to do, this is going to consist of a 40-day meditation. It's a simple 5 to 10 minute meditation every morning. And I will be posting this after I'm done reading. So I'm going to jump right in. My intention with this is just to orient people to meditation, the benefits, the possibilities, and acquainting those or people with their own minds. So let's get started. I might have like other intentions with reading this to help people benefit their own, or themselves rather, and take their own health and their own power into their own hands. So let's get started. Intro. A man sits in a comfortable chair, closes his eyes, and takes 3 deep breaths. The observer does not know that on the first exhalation, the man has pictured the number 3 times. On the second exhalation, the number 2 3 times. And on the third exhalation, the number 1 3 times. Nor does the observer know that this man has also counted backward from 10 to 1 and has visualized a profoundly curative scene. An observer who could peek inside this man's mind would see that the man is picturing himself rubbing an imaginary salve on his right arm in the area of the elbow where he has been experiencing pain. He is picturing his arm perfect. In a few seconds, the man will have ended his mental work and opened his eyes. In a few hours, he will be back on the tennis court in an energetic singles game with no back talk from the elbow. This man is a Silva Method graduate. He has been trained to enter a level of consciousness where he can control his mind to affect his body. NL had arthritis in 3 finger joints, which was interfering with his job as an architect draftsman. Periodically, he relaxed and visualized the lumps on his fingers. He then pictured himself vacuuming his fingers. He pictured the arthritis as a powder being sucked up by the vacuum cleaner. Then he imagined his fingers free of lumps and saw himself working again at his job painlessly. Intro to meditation. My bad, y'all. What just happened? Intro to meditation. Intro to healing through meditation. Okay. Alright, cool. Alright, cool. Now let's get back to it. NL did this each day, spending 3 minutes visualizing the problem being corrected and himself in perfect health. Within a week, the daily 3-minute investment began to pay off. The swelling and lumps on his fingers were materially reduced. Within 3 weeks, he was free of the arthritis problem. RS, these are anonymous, had chest pains. His doctor diagnosed them as angia pectoris. He explained that this was a result of hardening the arteries. A crust called plaque was forming in his arteries, and those that fed blood to his heart were partially blocked. The doctor recommended a low cholesterol, low fat, high fiber diet, and a program of mild exercise. Such as walking and swimming. RS followed the instructions for diet and exercise, but added one more step: programming. He relaxed and visualized the partially blocked arteries to his heart. He then imagined that he was rooting them out with a pipe cleaner. His final mental picture, was one of these arteries free of plaque. He did these visualizations daily. Within 1 month, the chest pains had become noticeably less frequent. Within 2 months, the chest pains had disappeared completely, and years later had still not returned. For much of her adult life, MW had regularly experienced several menstrual distress. She began a program of talking to her body and picturing herself without menstrual pain for 2 minutes a day, beginning 1 week prior to the expected start of her period. When her period arrived following these sessions, she estimated that her usual pain was reduced by 50%. Through practice, she has reduced it even further. There is a way. If you had a way of using your mind to get rid of aches and pains, would you do so? If you had a way of using your mind to fall asleep, would you pass up sleeping pills? If you had a way to help yourself and your friends to overcome most of your nagging health problems, would you use it? At long last, even the medical profession is beginning to see how the mind is involved in making us sick and how the mind can be trained to reverse that process and make us well. The Silva Method has been utilizing this insight successfully for decades. Carl Simpson, MD, an oncologist at Travis Air Force Base in California, adapted part of the Silva Method in treating his cancer patients and thereby increasing the number of remissions markedly. Dr. Simpson took the Silva Method course under the name of Mind Dynamics. Later, he took the advanced work in the Silva Method. He now calls his method the Simpson Method. Independently, Dean Ornish, MD, while a clinical fellow in medicine at Harvard Medical School, devised relaxation and visualization methods for heart patients, and by combining them with diet and exercise, successfully tested them in controlled scientific study. He found that most of the participants reported a marked reduction in chest pain caused by heart disease, and that many became virtually pain-free. It is increasingly common for health practitioners who work with terminally ill to make use of relaxation and mental imagery because of their positive effects. In 1983, a cover story in Time magazine referring to Simpson Method quoted Boston University psychiatrist Stanford Cornet. Bizarre as it seems, the technique has helped significant numbers of terminal patients survive beyond all expectations. Since Dr. Smitton's exposure to the Silva Method and his integration of it into his world-famous training program, hundreds of physicians and thousands of nurses have taken the training. In 1973, astronaut Mitchell founded the Institute of Neurogenetic Sciences, devoted to broadening knowledge of nature and potentials of the mind and consciousness, and applying that knowledge to the enhancement of human well-being and the quality of the life on the planet. Previously, support of Smitton had generally assumed comes on B. Now the Neuroscience Institute that followed formerly far-out concepts are accepted in mainstream medical circles. 1. An individual is inherently capable of controlling his or her own physiological processes to greater degree than ever thought possible before. 2. Healing always involves body and mind, as well as what many call the spirit. 3. Negative emotions can have adverse physiological effects. 4. Positive emotions can have positive psychophysiological effects. 5. The mind has many avenues of contact with bodily processes, some of which can tip the scales toward healing. So this is about using the mind for healing and meditation. This change in climate has occurred since I first went public with the Silva Method in the late 1960s. We're only reading the intro today, and then tomorrow we're going to start the 40 days of practice, only like 5 to 10 minutes a day for those who want to join. The strict allopathic approach characteristic of medical treatment until then has given way to acceptance that mental imagery can attain real and useful results. Athletes are now training themselves for greater skill and endurance by picturing themselves playing the perfect game, running the perfect race. When amateurs tee up on golf course and take furtive looks at the water hazard to the left, then at the wooded rough to the right, they are programming themselves for a poorly aimed drive. Professionals, by seeing only the flag at the hole, program themselves for the straight drive. Pictures we hold in our minds have demonstrable effects on our bodies. Positive pictures produce desirable effects. Negative pictures produce undesirable effects. That the mind can make us sick and that it can also make us well is one of the most important discoveries of the 20th century. More and more people are beginning to understand that when you change your mental climate, your body follows suit. If you know how, you can use your mind to keep yourself looking radiant, healthy, your immune system working efficiently, and your energy levels high. You can use your mind to quickly get rid of pesky health problems such as colds, headaches, and chronic aches and pains. If you know how, you can even use it to help your healthcare specialist to rid you of serious ailments such as cancer. And you can use your mind to help others enjoy these same benefits at a distance and without their even knowing about it. Sounds incredible. These are scientific facts. Science now acknowledges that your mind can project through fields of intelligence and affect matter. Recently, at Texas laboratory, subjects were able to intentionally increase or decrease the electrical activity of the skin of other people within 20 meters away in another room. And these weren't experts either, just ordinary people from different walks of life. In another laboratory, the Baxter Foundation in San Diego, California, researchers were able to demonstrate in the presence of author Robert Stone that human thought can affect human body cells across a room. Such experiments demonstrate that you and your friends can live longer, happier, healthier lives if you know how to control your own minds. This book teaches you just how to do that. And in these 40 days, we're going to implement the practice so we can become more and more acquainted with our own minds and take our destinies, our healing, and our happiness, our well-being into our own hands. This book teaches you just to do that. Millions of Silva Method graduates in more than 70 countries are able to use their minds not only for maintaining better health, but for controlling intuition, increasing creativity, raising IQ levels, and enhancing problem-solving abilities. In this book, you will learn all you need to know to use the method for getting well, staying well, and helping your family and friends do the same. Again, we're reading You the Healer, and this is just the introduction. Over the next 40 days, we're going to be practicing a morning meditation, only the introduction today, and we'll start the meditations tomorrow. I meant to do this earlier, but I had technical difficulties, so we'll continue. Your mental computer runs your body. The Silva Method shows you how to harness the cybernetic or computer-like powers of the brain to gain greater health and enhanced mental functioning. After reading this book, you will know how to keep your mind from making you sick. You will know how to insulate yourself from stress. You will know how to correct health problems and how to help your doctor to help you. We learn how to get sick at a very young age. We are actually programmed for it with such messages as, if you get your feet wet, you'll catch a cold. The brain neurons accept such programming as instruction and order to be obeyed. And so a message becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. We watch others get sick. We picture it happening to us. That's called worry. Worry too is programming. The pictures we hold in our minds also act as orders to be obeyed. Our thoughts and words become programming. Negative thoughts and expressions of feeling become negative or unwanted programming. Positive thoughts and expressions of feeling become positive or wanted programming. Negative programming produces unhappiness, failure, and ill health. Positive programming spells health, success, and good health. Happiness, success, and good health. If you're programmed to think negatively, you're trapped in a negative pattern. If you don't change your programming, you will remain the same. That is why people who want to be healthy are still filling our hospitals. They need to reprogram themselves. Overcoming your programming is an uphill battle. You can change temporarily, but unless you alter the program, eventually you must revert to the programmed behavior. It takes reprogramming to change. For example, you can change your programmed eating habits by going on a new regime. We call that's going on a diet. But few people stay on the diet permanently. When they go off the diet and back to their former programmed ways of eating, they usually gain back all the weight they lost on diets. They need to reprogram their eating habits. Negative programming that produces illness can be stopped dead in its tracks with new positive programming. The Silva Method which is the style of meditation that we're going to be learning, practicing, implementing for the next 40 days to get acquainted with and take full control of our own minds. The Silva program, the Silva Method formula types techniques. Reprogramming yourself for better health with the Silva Method is done through mental imagery at a mental state or consciousness level called the alpha level. Alpha is a level at the brain which slows down to about half the normal frequency during wakefulness. We put out 14 to 21 brain energy pulsations per second when we are actively awake. Researchers call that normal wakefulness. The beta level, when you go down to bed at night and fall asleep, these brain pulsations slow down. The machine, a machine that measured these pulsations would show that as you slow down and relax in bed with your eyes closed, your brain pulsations were decreased by half. 7 to 14 pulsations per second has been designated by the researchers to be the alpha level, a relaxed level of sleepy wakefulness. As you enter sleep, your brain waves slow even more. Light sleep between 4 and 7 pulsations per second is called the theta level. Deepest sleep, anything below 4 pulsations per second, is called delta level. Figure 1 illustrates these levels. So these are the levels. It's backwards, but hopefully y'all can, get the memo based off this anyways. So in our wakeful state, physical activity, the physical world, we operate at the beta level. When we're drifting off to sleep, alpha level, and the brain pulsates and cycles at different vibrations per second. And then theta is like right before, like when the head's nodding, right when you're falling asleep, you start seeing random images, and deltas when you take off, you in unconsciousness. So that's the figure that it is referring to, and it says figure 1 illustrates these 4 levels. Note that deep alpha level is called the basic plane. This is the lowest frequency of alpha used in most Silva techniques. So we're going to learn how to access and tap into the alpha level for healing, for meditation, and using the mind to accomplish certain results. It is natural. This state is natural, comfortable, peaceful, relaxed state that we pass through on our way to sleep at night and on awakening in the morning. In this book, in this book, you will learn to stay in the alpha level and use it to heal yourself and others and reprogram yourself. Once again, we're using alpha level. Alpha level is what we're referring to in this book as level, the center, or level. What has the alpha level to do with the health benefits described here? Researchers working on biofeedback equipment have come to realize that good things are happening to the body when the brain is at alpha level. Stressed organs and systems are recuperating and becoming revitalized. Blood pressure is becoming normalized. Pulse rate is stabilizing. In Laredo, Texas, we're researching how to put more of our minds to work for us. Researchers found that at the alpha level, subjects gain control of formerly uncontrollable functions. Faculties considered to be subconscious or unconscious became conscious. Habits came under more conscious control. Automatic bodily functions also became more controllable. Genius-like faculties of the human mind that only occasionally give us flashes of insight can now be triggered on command at the alpha level to solve problems, as in a kind of supermind. An overview of the Silva Method training. I need to turn on the heat. It's a little cold. Give me 1 second, y'all. Alright. We're almost done. This is only the intro. Tomorrow we're going to get started. But for today, only the intro. You have already programmed your brain to take over much of your life. You get up in the morning, put your clothes on, tie your shoes, brush your teeth, drive your car, all without giving these activities a second thought. With the Silva Method, you will learn how to use your mind to gain more conscious control of your life. You will learn ways to use your mind to Fall asleep at will. Wake up at any time without an alarm clock. Stay awake when drowsy. Get rid of headaches. Solve problems by means of a dream. Stop smoking. Lose weight. Remember long lists easily. Study with greater concentration and recall. Answer difficult problems. Reach goals. Get rid of pain anywhere in the body. Correct abnormalities in your body. Trigger both brain hemispheres to work for you. Become more creative and perceptive. Correct health problems in others. You will acquire these 16 benefits through what I call formula type techniques. By formula, I mean first do this, then do this, then do this. Simple mental steps performed mostly at alpha level. More than 8 million graduates in some 70 countries have taken a minimum of 32 hours of instruction in the Silva Method. The course takes its participants through 10 hours of controlled relaxation to correct such problems as fatigue, insomnia, tension type headaches, and migraine headaches. It is during this initial segment of training that participants learn to go to the alpha level quickly and easily, and to use that alpha level to control the body's vital and energy, and to solve problems without strain or stress. So the book is great. Reading it is going to be great, but you will get the most benefit out of actually attending one of those 32-hour seminars. However, this is just the intro, so we're going to get you started. You're not going to have to attend any 32-hour seminar. Just tap in for like a 5 to 10 minute every morning meditation. It's the same meditation for the 40 days. Very easy. So easy. Your son could do it. Your child could do it. Your animal could do it. Anyways, let's get back to it. In the succeeding segment of training, participants learn greater control of psychological and physiological functions traditionally considered to be subconscious and not consciously controllable. They learn keys to improving memory and concentration, first aid for eliminating chronic or sudden pain, means of controlling or eliminating unwanted habits, and ways of using more of the mind for problem solving. In the third and fourth segments of the training, a sequence of imagining exercises set up points of references that enable trainees to control subjective functioning. The left hemisphere of the brain is oriented to the physical world, while the right hemisphere is oriented to the non-physical, or you might say the spiritual realm, which is creative. In effect, the new reference points imbue the right hemisphere of the brain with benefits of the left hemisphere of the brain, allowing it to function under conscious control for increased awareness, enhanced creativity, and control of health. This phase of training enables graduates to visualize their bodies, imagine corrections taking place, and then experience the improvement. In the final hours of the training, participants get unquestionable verification of their ability to sense other people unknowing to them, identify their health problems, and make corrections. So again, we're learning to calibrate the right and the left hemispheres of the brain through these practices. It's going to be a mindfulness approach to meditation, 40 days, 5 to 10 minutes, same meditation every day. We're just focusing on the intro for today, and we're almost done. We only have one more page, and this is how to use this book. I'll probably let y'all know where y'all can get a PDF or whatever as well. This is going to be pre-recorded. I'm putting it on YouTube as well, because this book is free on Google. So anyways, how to use this book. To acquire from a book the benefits available through the 32-hour training sessions, you will need to devote more than 32 hours of effort, hence the 40 days and only morning meditations. The extra time will go toward reading about the steps as well as practicing them. If you faithfully follow the instructions in part 1, most of the health advantages of the live training can be yours. You can begin to acquire these advantages by tomorrow morning, which is when we're getting started, and they can be well under your control within 6 weeks. To achieve these benefits, you will need to practice for a few minutes every morning when you awaken. This is the time when you will be already relaxed, and when the practice will yield the best results. Through this practice, you will be training yourself to relax even further and thus attain the alpha level. Relaxation itself is therapeutic, and from the moment you begin the practice of relaxation, your body will thrive on it. Later, as you come to relax more quickly and deeply, you will be able to use the alpha state to program your brain just as you would a computer, to change unwanted physical symptoms and to correct any troublesome physical conditions. Read the book entirely through the end if you wish, but then go back and do the 40 sessions, one day each for 40 days. At the end of this period, you will be able to perform deep healing work on yourself and others. Training in the class goes somewhat faster than training with the book because a skilled person is present to help you relax and to read aloud the long passages that lead you through the step-by-step procedures that help you achieve deep relaxation. In using this book, you must open your eyes to read these passages, thus interfering with your relaxation, or I could read it for y'all. Nevertheless, you will be able to train yourself in 40 morning sessions to achieve the requisite relaxation depth. When you can, then you can begin the positive programming that will help eliminate illnesses. All right, so that's it for today. Again, You the Healer. What's happening with You the Healer? It's a mindfulness approach of meditation by Jose Silva, and he devised these techniques by pretty much he worked as a janitor in the CIA department, and somebody overnight told him of the experiments that they were doing, on humans in regards to Bendiciones Manita and everybody else who I was not paying attention to, but in regards to what they were doing with humans, the potentials of the mind. And then he started practicing these exercises on his children and started seeing positive benefits and results. And so I'm bringing this to y'all. I wanted to do like a book club, but I said fuck it. I don't want to really try to organize people. I'm gonna just try this. I'm gonna do it live, put it out for the people. Whoever wants to join. I'm gonna be here every day. Definitely not at this time. It's gonna be earlier. I meant to do this much earlier, but I had technical difficulties. But we're here now. So again, You the Healer. You can find it on YouTube for free. It's by Jose Silva and Robert Stone. Or if y'all want a physical copy, type in. I think I have 2 more left. 3 more left. But anyways, that's it for today. We're gonna start tomorrow somewhere around 9 o'clock for the first meditation, and then a little bit of reading. I'm probably gonna do the exercise of what we're gonna be doing. Is very short, easy, and then a couple pages of reading. Y'all don't have to be there for that. I'm doing this for the people. And yeah, that's that. Peace and blessings upon you all. For those who tapped in, even if you came in and out, thank you. And for everybody else watching this on YouTube and etc., tap in with me. We'll be in touch. Peace and blessings.